So this is part 2. There was a size limit on the recording. I'm using the Google Nexus 2nd generation 32 gigabit stock. There hasn't been any updates on it or anything. I'm trying to use it for a drone called a hover camera Gen 1. So I need a clean Android for that. Anyway, I'm going to use this as a primary YouTube making device. So we'll see how well it comes out. So anyways, continuation from part 1. Connecting links and lugs. All car lighting men will appreciate the Edison method of connecting and disconnecting cells. No cutting of lead straps is necessary, nor is there any lead burning to be done. Remove the side slats, unscrew 2 pull nuts, and lift the cell out of the set. The only special tools necessary to this operation are a socket wrench for tightening and loosening the nuts of the terminal posts, see page 25, and a small screw jack which is provided for breaking contact between the lug and post. The lugs are so seldom disturbed in an Edison battery that they become frozen to the terminal posts, making an absolutely perfect contact. The simplicity with which the little jack may be used is shown above. Chemistry of the Edison storage battery. The fundamental principle of the Edison storage battery is the oxidation and reduction of metals in an electrolyte which neither combines with nor dissolves either the active materials or their oxides. Also, an electrolyte which, notwithstanding its decomposition by the action of the electric current, is immediately reformed in equal quantity and is therefore a practically constant element without change of density or conductivity over long periods of time. The active material of the positive plate of the Edison storage battery is nickel hydrate, that of the negative plate iron oxide. The electrolyte is a solution of potassium hydrate. The active materials are perfectly insoluble in the electrolyte. When current passes either on charge or discharge, the electrolyte is broken up into its component parts, which react on the materials with the following results. On charge, positive oxidized, negative reduced. On discharge, positive reduced, negative oxidized. The exact chemical changes that go on within the cell are not definitely known, but those occurring during discharge may be approximately represented by the following equations. So, positive 8K plus 6 NiO2 equal 2 Ni3O4 plus K2O. Negative 8OH plus 3Fe equal Fe3O4 plus 4H2O. The reverse reactions take place on charge. The iron and nickel compounds, which are probably hydrated, but are here treated as pure oxides for the sake of simplicity. It will be noted that the same amount of KOH is decomposed according to the left-hand members of these equations, as it is reformed simultaneously as shown on the right. For this reason, the chemical composition or specific gravity of the solution does not change appreciably throughout the cycle of charge and discharge. The main advantages of the Edison storage battery, from an address by Dr. Charles Proteus Steinmetz. The characteristic feature of the Edison battery, which appears to me as the main advantage, is the complete reversibility of the chemical reactions which occur in it. With the materials iron, nickel, and their oxides, and caustic potash as electrolyte, no chemical processes can occur which are not electrolytically reversible. From that, then, would follow that there could theoretically be no deterioration of the battery, that is, no decrease of capacity from use or abuse. It cannot be seen how an irreversible process could occur in the Edison battery. All these remarkable features, that you can overcharge it or overdischarge it, can stop it and let it stand charge or discharge, or partially discharge, charge it with reverse polarity, the feature that the ampere hour efficiency is 100% less the electrolytic dissociation of water. While astonishing to one who is familiar with the lead battery, follow as a matter of course from the complete reversibility of the chemical reaction of the Edison battery as obvious results. Inversely, then, the existence of these properties is an additional proof that the chemical reaction is completely reversible. That is, that the battery does not age, has no definite life, but its life is limited theoretically only by mechanical destruction. Showing how the positive and negative plates are intermeshed. So, that bit there, but its life is limited theoretically only by the mechanical destruction. So you get these people that run around disassembling these batteries, thinking they'll get all the secrets, and they destroy a perfectly reusable golden goose device by mechanical destruction. So don't be one of these people. Over the course of my channel, I'm not. This channel is unsustainable. It doesn't make enough money to sustain it. So it's basically me volunteering you information and stuff. And I'll go over all my information. Your best bet is just remember the name of my channel. It's going to be on YouTube under Military Industrial Museum. And it'll probably be on other platforms also under that. So just type it in. Just type in Military Industrial Museum and it'll come up. You don't have to worry about all the monotony of subscribing and liking and all that stuff. I don't think it really matters. The audience that can comprehend what I'm trying to do here is probably, I could probably count them on one foot. Instead of saying one hand. I mean, it's the digits are differentiated, but the number is the same. Anyway, let's get through this. Assembly of the Edison cells and trays. So these are diagrams of a 3-cell A8H. The length is 24 and 11/16 inches for 3 of them connected in a tray. The width is 7 and 1/16 inch, and the height is 6 and 1/16 inch. Sorry. The bottom width is 6 and 1/16 inch. The side width is 7 and 1/16 inch, and the height is 18 and 1/8 inch. So these are best observed on the video. If you're trying to just listen to the audio, you won't look at the video to see these diagrams. There's a 4-cell A6H. And why would you want to know this? Well, if you come across a bunch of these, it might be helpful for identification purposes, or if you're trying to reassemble them into trays, you could see the original specifications. And so what this is probably meant for is here's another one, 5-cell A4H, is so people can look at that and then look at their train car storage compartment and deal. Now I have a 4-cell A4H. I have a couple of those in trays, and you can tell there's a lot of gap with that between the cells. It's good luck finding them. Data is probably easier to find the set and restore it than it is to. Oh, it is easier to find an old set and restore it versus trying to kill the golden goose and wreck something with mechanical destruction, and then you find out what I just told you. You can't make one of these without millions of dollars worth of tooling and expertise and licensing and EPA hassle and all kinds of stuff. Data on train lighting batteries. Here we go. Oh. Car lighting cells have plates of the same size and design as automobile type cells, but are assembled in higher containers, giving 3 inches additional space above the plates for solution. So that's a little clue. For the automobile type cells, they weren't, for example, they would be A4s. They wouldn't be A4Hs. So if you're trying to research the automobile use of Edison batteries, that's the essential clue. Anyway, this is a whole metric that'll tell you. Most interesting here that I've seen is it lists what do you call? It doesn't list the price. I have some manual around here that lists the price. Yeah, so just take a look at this chart at your convenience. I'm not going to read all that. It's just impossible to make that audio. And there's a stamp in here that I've never seen before. All list prices A and B type cells increased 10% November 1st, 1917. So it doesn't have the list here of the prices. It's very hard to find the prices that they were at in these manuals, because they probably always went up. Summary of advantages. This is the last page. The Edison alkaline storage battery is the only battery built of steel. It is the only storage battery having an alkaline solution and using active materials of nickel hydrate positive and iron oxide negative. This construction and principle cause Edison alkaline storage batteries to possess advantages distinctly individual. Among these are: it is light in weight, it occupies less space, it requires no spare parts, its steel container is unbreakable, it requires a minimum of attention, It suffers small loss of charge when idle. It does not need frequent hydrometer readings. Its tray assembly and cell connections are simple. It cannot suffer from sulfation and any kindred disease. Its exclusive use eliminates the need of a battery house. It is not subject to buckling or growing of plates. It may be discharged to zero or as low as may be desired without fear of injury. It requires no internal cleaning, the active materials being held securely in perforated steel tubes and pockets. It may be left unused, either charge or discharge, for indefinite time without any attention and suffer no injury. Its cells are hermetically sealed except for the single filler opening, indicating conclusively that no plate renewals, separator renewals, and other repairs are needed or expected. It can be put on charge at any time, regardless of how much or how little of the previous charge has been used, and it similarly may be taken off charge at any time and used whether fully charged or not. So the whole thing about internal cleaning, I've seen some of my Edison batteries, the original ones, full of this black, hard, some people have called it carbonate. Some people have called it nickel oxide. I'm not sure. But if you have these sitting around for decades and decades and you finally come upon them, it might have a crust of that stuff. And another incrustation of salts. So you got to keep cleaning these. If you put them in operation. And anyway, okay, so that's the end of the manual. Alright, this has been Military Industrial Museum. This has been part 2 of train lighting batteries, Edison, and kind of a cool little photo. You got, looks like maybe water or something over here. It's a train tracks. It's at night. See the stars. See the lighting. Looks to be 4 cars. You see the little container under there with the Edison batteries in there. 4 cars and the engine. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of these axles from these old designs, probably true to this day, they had a either alternator or a generator inside the axle that would provide electricity to keep the batteries charged. By the axle rotating, it would turn the alternator or the generator and keep the batteries charged. So that's how they would keep those charged. The forward motion of the train car along the track. So if anybody's wondering, an axle generator. Okay, so anyway, that's it. It's Military Industrial Museum again. Just type Military Industrial Museum into your browser and it should come up. There's a lot of subscribe and unsubscribe, hokey pokey, and that's a good way to override all that. And I guess I don't need your support. I mean, this channel's been around for 10 years, and it's become a hobby because it's not profitable. And so when I get to it, I will. If it became profitable, I definitely would put more effort into it, but it's more of a hobby, and hobbies don't make money.